What's the latest in the world of prospects? Find out next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5 and welcome to July. I am Frank Sanford, joined by Scott White, and let's take a look at the 5 prospects on the verge of getting the call. Some of these names will sound very familiar to you. Christian Encarnacion Strand with the Reds, Colton Cowser with the Orioles, Grayson Rodriguez with the Orioles, Jonathan Aranda with the Tampa Bay Rays, and Ronny Mauricio with the New York Mets. Scott, 2 names here I want to focus on. Colton Cowser, how close do you think we are? Because obviously Jordan Westburg recently got called up, and Ronny Mauricio. It sure seems like the Mets can use a shot in the arm right now.
Yeah, and that's the only change from a week ago is me moving Mauricio in and replacing Sal Frelick, who's gotten off to a slow start, returning from thumb ligament surgery at AAA. So, if I went with 6, Sal Frelick would be the 6. But right now I'm putting Ronny Mauricio ahead of him. Mauricio has had a breakout year in the minors. He for a very long time, he was one of those guys who got a lot of attention from prospect evaluators, and you'd look at the numbers and be like, what? Why are they so high on him? And it's just all come together for him this year. The contact rate is much improved. He's kind of a long-limbed guy and gets a lot of torque in that swing, generates great exit velocities. And this year he's hit for average as well as power. And they've been moving him all around at AAA, lately playing him a lot in left field. And I think there's a good chance we would have seen him by now if Tommy Pham hadn't gotten so hot at the major league level and kind of locked up that left field job for now. But, they could still bring up Mauricio as a super utility guy, giving everybody rest bouncing around. So definitely somebody who deserves a look, at least in roto leagues where the rosters are deeper. As for Colton Cowser, he's kind of like Christian Encarnacion Strand, and I feel like we just can't get rid of him from this list. The delay in his call-up has been so long for no good reason because his AAA numbers are incredible. He was a very high draft pick just a couple years ago and doesn't have any major flaws in his game, really. It's for average and power and steals bases and walks a lot. He does strike out a little too much for somebody who tends to hit for a high average. It's you kind of wonder about that, but I think Colton Cowser is going to be an immediate success, and they could make room for him now. I'm obviously surprised they haven't yet by sticking Anthony Santander at DH. It's hard to say exactly when he'll be up, but it could be any day.
Look, Scott, there's nothing that can get in the way of the freight train known as Aaron Hicks, so he has to remain in the lineup.
Well, it's just as much Ryan O'Hearn lately. With Ryan Mountcastle on the IL, O'Hearn's really taken off, so maybe he slides over to DH when Mountcastle comes back. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully Cowser's up soon.
Yeah, either way, the point is Colton Cowser should be up. 5 prospects on the periphery. These are prospects that are making some noise lately. Coby Mayo, a third baseman with the Orioles. Emmanuel Rodriguez, an outfielder with the Twins. Thomas Saggese, a second baseman with the Rangers. Shea Whitcomb, a shortstop with the Astros. And Tyler Stewart, a starting pitcher with the Mets. Scott, anything quickly here on this group?
Well, Coby Mayo is the most interesting. Coby Mayo's been moved. He's recently moved into a lot of the top 100 lists that are updated regularly during the season. A guy who always had a lot of power, 6'5", and just seemed like he needed some polishing, cut down on the strikeouts, improve the walk rates. That's exactly what he's done, and now he's hitting for plenty of average and power, OPS over 1,000 at AA, and he's only 21 years old. So Orioles have had a lot of success developing hitters lately. Coby Mayo seems to be the next in line for them. And the other one I'll highlight here is Thomas Saggese of the Rangers. The Rangers, by locking up Corey Seager and Marcus Semien long-term, and then now they've had Ezekiel Duran break through this year. So they're loaded up the middle, and they're blocking guys like Justin Foscue and now Thomas Saggese because of that. But Saggese's been moving around quite a bit. He's played a lot of third base. Of course, they have Josh Young there, so it's not like they need help there. But you could see a path for Saggese as like a super utility type. Kind of a smaller guy, under 6 feet. You wouldn't think he has a lot of natural power, but he's good at maximizing what he has, and he's been especially hot in June. Reminiscent of Spencer Steer, I think. I could see Thomas Saggese, obviously in like a best case scenario, delivering like a Spencer Steer outcome if he does get a chance for the Rangers.
All right. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Audacy app, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we'll be back again next week. Bye-bye.